to go to work. The truth being told, the truth being mine, sometimes I just gotta tell you, man, the best thing about going to work is getting off of work. People that do not fully appreciate the wondrous feeling you get from getting off of work and climbing in your car and drinking your last sip of your morning coffee, having your cigarette, because this is a smoking section. At least until the government tells me it isn't. And I'll tell you, at lunch today I had sushi and I was hanging around my boss and we were having all sorts of tapas and shit, but you know what, I'm glad to be home because I'm having my Betty Crocker au gratin, potatoes and pork chops and applesauce, and I throw my coat on the floor.
Yeah.
Ain't no high dealing in this house, man. We're just loving life. It's easy here. I got nothing to prove to anybody here. I climb into my big old Sears Posturepedic Dream Machine and I turned on the TV. The signal, it came free with the set. You see, as long as you have a digital antenna. But you know, I sit back and my friends are all talking about strife and poverty and worries in the world, and most of the time I care, and I do my best to care. But some days I just think to myself, the man don't pay me enough to worry about this. Not at $9.50 an hour. From the kitchen drawer to buying off-brand soda from the corner store. I've been pinching every dime. I squeeze so hard just to buy me time. I'm afraid to check the mailbox, 'cause between the bills and the collector's hide, and giveaways, they tease me with their credit lines. I'm pre-approved, pre-denied, pre-approved, pre-denied. Well, the working class is under attack. And the politicians say they know you, just so they can get elected. And then they hide behind their walls and their calls and their balls. Do something. I miss the old days, part 34. I miss the old days when I used to work at this record store called Radio Doctors, and it was a very good life. You know, getting off the bus, walking down the street, walking down the stairs, punch in, punch out. But I'm working with records every day, and it's great. This was the biggest, before the internet, they had this place called Radio Doctors in Milwaukee, and it was a one-stop. They had one record of every record that existed. And we serviced dozens of stores around the Midwest, little mom and pop grocery stores or beauty parlors or huge stores. And I get my paycheck on Friday and I go to the liquor store. And if I bought a case of beer, I could cash my check. So I would take my case of beer home and my change. And me and my girl would sit at the table and we'd put a little bit aside for the rent, put a little bit aside for the power, a little bit aside for the gas. And then we would go out, we'd go see some music and hang out. Now, everything is direct deposited. Nobody knows where anything is. I don't know, but we're always behind. And I'm thinking to myself, you're working, I'm working, she's working, everybody's working. Where does all the money go? So she figured it out for me last week. And she said, check this out, man. You gotta work 2 weeks just to pay the rent. I gotta work 3 days just to keep the lights on. I gotta work 2 days just to get to work. I gotta work 1 day just to pay the fines. With what's left, we gotta feed the children. With what's left, I gotta dress the children. With what's left, I gotta find another job. With what's left, I gotta find a life somewhere in between. I'm pre-approved, pre-denied, pre-approved, pre-denied. Where the working class is under attack. You play by the rules and you pay your tax. And the politicians say, we know you, just so they can get elected. And then they hide behind their calls. I'm pre-approved, pre-denied, pre-approved, pre-denied, pre-approved, pre-denied, pre-approved, pre-denied. I got a letter in the mail the other day. It said, Dear Mr. Kinney, you are pre-approved. Well, I didn't want to be rude, so I wrote them back. Dear Visa, fuck you.